You're great with this. You're amazing at it. If you were sketchy on factoring, the nice thing is that this is your go-to. You guys are very good at it. And of course, there's always those negative errors. Be very, very careful. Be careful what you type in. With calculators or technology, garbage in, garbage out. If you type in garbage, your answer is going to be garbage, okay? Okay, so you got to have it in standard form. It has to be in SF. That's key, right? We were doing that with the factoring. So ax squared plus bx plus c, so that you get a, b, c, so you know how to substitute. So a, b, c, x squared, x constant. So my a and my b and my c, and I'll write what the values are, okay? All right, so here, do you guys agree the a value is 1, the b value is 1, and the c is negative 12? Are you guys okay with that? Okay, so now we're going to substitute. Now, I know you guys like to skip steps, but for those of you that always mess up the substitution, I will highly, highly, highly annoyingly encourage you to write this out first with space savers, and then you substitute. Because a lot of you forget this minus b. So essentially then you guys realize, oh, so I'm just switching the sign to the b value. Yes, but you got to make sure you type it into the calculator. Okay, there are two cases. There's a positive and there's a negative. I will solve it by hand, but we'll first go to the calculator. Okay, so here we go. So if I use markers, right, okay, my a value is 1. So whenever I see an a, I'm going to substitute a 1, right? If you can substitute, this is super easy. Okay, your b value is positive 1. So wherever I see a b, I'm plugging in a 1. So easy, right? Okay, and then my c value is negative 12. So wherever I see a c, negative 12. And so I will clean this up by hand, but let's go to the calculator. And what you see is what you type. Keep going? Yeah. Okay, so what happens is fraction first, right? And now I have negative. Now I'm going to be really extra with the parentheses. You know, as you guys get comfortable, you can kind of clean it up and skip steps. All right, we're going to do positive first and then square root. And the square root, this is going to grow as I type. This will elongate, okay? All right, plus 1 squared minus 4, parenthesis 1, parenthesis negative 12, close it. And now I shoot downward, and it's 2 parenthesis 1, and then you hit equal, and it's going to give you 3. So x is equal to 3, but now you have to do the negative case. Remember, plus radical, negative, or minus radical, right? So now I got to change that symbol to a negative, so just go all the way back. And delete, and subtraction, hit equal, and I get negative 4. And that is your answer. Those are your roots, your intercepts, your zeros, your solutions. Okay, if you kind of started skipping steps and you're like, I think I kind of know what I'm doing. All right, so if I was to redo it, I would go, okay, that's negative 1 plus radical, 1 squared is 1, minus 4 times, 1 times negative 12 is negative 12. 2a, that's a 2, hit equal, there's my 3. So you can skip steps and do some arithmetic in your head, and there's my negative 4. But you gotta make sure you honor the square, the negative, the multiplication, okay? This right here, you square I'm gonna solve it by hand right now. You square this b value, this is one big multiplication. 4 times 1 times negative 12, and then these two numbers, they're not multiplying, they're subtracting, okay? Okay, so let me just quickly solve it by hand because I'm still recording. recording. Okay, so I'll almost be done and then I'll stop the video. All right, so look, I get -1 plus or minus square root. 1 squared is 1 minus 4. Now, you could do this whole, all three numbers, multiplication, and get -40 or +48, right? What's 4 times 1 times -12, right? So what's -4 times 1 times -12? 48, positive. Okay, now what's 2 times 1? 2. What's -1 plus or minus? 49, all over 2. What is the square root of 49? Right. Plus or minus 7. And now you're going to have two cases. Now, you are not wrong here. This is amazing. Excellent. If you can get to here, good job. Because you'll see with the imaginaries, we kind of stop here sometimes. But you have two cases. You have the -1 plus 7 case divided by 2. And you have the -1 minus 7 divided by 2. So here I get 6 divided by 2, which is 3, and there's my 3. And I have -1, -7, -8 divided by 2 is -4. So that's what I have here. You are not required to solve it by hand unless you get rejected on the calculator. That means you have an imaginary root, a complex number, and that the calculator doesn't process, so you have to solve it by hand. Yeah, it's not bad. You guys are really good with it. The key is the calculator will do it all, but the calculator cannot take care of garbage in, garbage out. So if you guys are not honoring negatives, if you're not squaring, if you're putting in like a negative instead of a subtraction, then you're going to get a bad number. Okay, so, but you guys are really good with this. Yeah. So far, so good? Yeah? Okay, stop the video. Everybody all right? Okay. And then after this, so this one